So I'm going to tell you something right now, and I've been wanting to do this episode for a while. I love hope. I think it's one of the most powerful forces on the planet, and I use it for good to create my world. But there's a lot of people out there who it seems to be their mission in life is to completely convince everybody that hope sucks, that it's bad. Hope is bad. You don't want to have it in your life. You don't want to count on it. You don't want to create anything using hope. But I think they're dead completely wrong. But the problem is they make some good arguments, and I understand where they're coming from, and I agree to a certain extent. But the deal is, they want to throw completely hope out the window and completely negate it, and I think they're completely wrong. And I'm going to tell you why I think they're wrong, using grammar of all things, which sounds boring, but it's not. It's kind of interesting. So stick around. I'm Michael Cole, and welcome to my world. Now, the reason I'm laughing is because these people are so crazy. I mean, in my opinion, they're out there to just completely burst everybody's bubble. They're just telling you how you should not do it. It's horrific. Hope sucks. Okay, well, here. Okay, I actually wrote down some quotes that I've read out there, and let me find where I've got it. I've got a bunch of notes here and stuff that I use. But anyways, okay, so check these out. These are crazy, right? So hope gives us an excuse not to do something. Come on. You must disregard hope and accept reality, right? Oh, that's just terrible, right? I mean, whose reality? Your reality? The reality where the entire world sucks? Anyways, okay, but I got more because these are great. Hope is a false promise. Hope is a beggar. Hope is for losers, right? It gets even better, okay? So here's the one from Friedrich Nietzsche, right? The German philosopher guy. So his quote is fairly famous, at least people talk about it. He says, "Hope in reality is the worst of all evils because it prolongs the torments of man." Good God, right? I think you want to end your life after something like that, But the problem is that these people are pretty loud and they're vocal and they've got some relatively okay arguments. I understand where they're coming from. But the problem is that they're looking at hope in a very narrow way. And that's the problem. And they don't look at any other kind of aspect of it. So that's the mistake. And I'm going to use grammar to tell you about it. Now, let me tell you about grammar, first of all. I'm a writer and a storyteller. I like, doing all these things. Telling stories is what I love doing. But I hate grammar. I just hate that stuff. It's like rules that you've got to follow with the colons and the semicolons and the apostrophes and all of this kind of stuff and, nouns and verbs and all that crap, right? Well, I like to mispronounce things on purpose because it's fun. I like to use words in different ways. So already I'm in a bad way with grammar, but it's actually pretty useful in this particular situation. So hope is one of those words. It's kind of a magic word that it actually is both a noun and a verb, right? And what's a verb? It's the action, right? It's an action that you take, okay? If I want to have a house, I've got to build a house. I have to walk down to the grocery store, whatever it is, right? It's an action word. But it's also a noun. Hope is a noun, okay? Like a person, place, or thing. It's neither one of those. Kind of like a thing, but it's like a condition, okay? And we'll get to the specifics in a little bit. Now, the problem with these people, these incredibly negative people who are out to completely destroy the concept of hope and convince you that it's the most worst possible thing you can do, they're actually focused on the verb form, okay? And here's where I kind of agree with them a little bit, because the verb form of hope is to hope for something, right? So you can sit there and you can hope that you get a new house, right? Or I hope I get a new house, or I hope I get a new car. Now, you can already tell that, okay, yeah, that's probably not going to happen, because what's happening is the only action that you're taking towards creating that particular thing is you're hoping for it, right? You're not taking any action to get to it. Now, after a long time of living on this planet, I've kind of like come to understand that there's actually two components to any time you want to create anything in your life. And action is the first one, right? You have to actually, if you want that house, you've got to go get the boards and start hammering them together, right? Or get the money together to pay someone to start hammering the boards together and doing all of that. So you have to take an action. And then the other half of creation, I believe, the way I really look at it is, it's what happens up in your mind at the same time. And that's the belief that you have that you're actually going to get it. Or if you have a belief that you're not going to get the house, you're probably not going to get that, right? So I think that it's the mind, and all of this is the more powerful aspect of creation, or the component of creation. Now, again, so what they do is they focus on these people who hate hope, who says it sucks, who says it is bad. They're focused on the verb. Now, you can kind of tell when you're focused on the verb form of, if you ever in your life are looking to create something and you say, I hope for this particular thing, that's where you've slipped down into that particular form of the verb, particular form of the word that's a verb, and that's hoping for it, because that's the only action that you're taking. But the other side, the noun form of it, because I haven't gotten to that yet, because this is the best part. Now, okay, I've got another sheet of paper here, which is pretty interesting. So I get this from lexico.com, and this is like a dictionary kind of a site, and they're powered by the Oxford people, who I am pretty like 99% sure are the Oxford English Dictionary people who know a lot about words and definitions. And I love their definition for a noun. A noun is a feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen, right? Did you get that? A feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. Now, that I think is the biggest component. That is what hope really is. And that's the kind of hope that we all love. It's that expectation of creating, of having, of getting the thing that you want. Now, there's also the component of action. If you want that house, you're going to have to get the money together, or you've got to sit there and get some hammers and nails and some boards really quick, right? But the thing is, it's that expectation. Now, you can do that, and they completely throw this out, right, with their argument that hope sucks, that is bad, that you don't want to do it. But yet, like I say, I think that's one of the most important, powerful things, is the belief, the expectation that you're going to create this, that you're going to get it. Because how would that be as if you're sitting there trying to like hammer together nails and things like that, and wooden nails, and you're kind of going, well, it'll never get done. Well, it'll never happen. I'll never be able to get this house done, right? Come on. You're already doing an uphill battle, which probably is going to be uphill forever, potentially. But I think you know what I mean. Because when we try to create things that way, with that kind of an attitude inside of our head, it's just not going to happen. It'll never happen, unfortunately. But the thing is, I don't want you to throw out the concept of hope. I don't want you to throw out hope in your life, because you can also see why it's so powerful, right? It's that belief that I'm going to get there, that I'm going to make it happen, right? Even on some of the worst days. And to be honest with you, there are times when I actually use the verb form of it, yes, in my life. And you know what? That's okay too. Because some days we really get down, and the only thing you can do is just hope that it's going to get better. So the thing is, though, is once you've done that for a little while, you kind of put up with that, but that can kind of bridge you up to actually understanding that, you know what, I can make this happen. I can create the thing that I want. I can make it happen with the action that I want to take. And that's all you need. So remember that. Don't give up hope. Make the hope happen. It's totally okay. Don't listen to those people. You can get into an argument with them if you want. You can let them know that, hey, you're actually focusing on the verb. But I'd say don't even waste the effort, because they're so hard in their heads about what they believe. So you just go on with your life, having fun, with the sense of hope, with the expectation and the desire that you're going to create the world that you want. Now, hope you liked it. Hit the like if you want, subscribe if you want to come along for the journey, which I always hope. But in the end, please, 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 hope this week. Focus on that, the expectation that the things that you want, you will create. And yes, take action along with it, but always remember the hope. Love ya.